Oh, I guess it is about that time. Yo, welcome to the weekly recap with Justin and Ulam. This is a weekly show that I do where I go over the week in summary and sort of give you an idea of what we've accomplished in the various series I'm playing. I'll give you some of my personal answers to the questions of the day that I've asked. And finally, I'll try to give you an idea of where I think we'll be going in the next week with the series that I'm playing. With all of that out of the way, on with the show! To begin with, you might notice that there's a little bit of a difference here in my studio. And that is why you may also have noticed, if you're watching this the week that it goes up, that the previous week was just a little short. We were 2 videos short of the regular 6, and that was because trying to get all of this set up on Thursday did not go very well, and so once I ended up having to delay that day's video, I went ahead and just took the next day to continue working on some behind-the-scenes stuff. Otherwise, we would have ended up with an odd number of episodes for each of them, because right now they're both uploading in tandem. So that's part of why we only have 2 episodes to review per series, and so, in that vein, as far as Coliseum goes this week, we managed to defeat our second Cypher admin, and we managed to do so while catching her Suicune. I did find that the Suicune was probably not going to be a super great fit for the team, so we are moving on without it. As for Golden Sun, the primary accomplishment we got this week was learning a new synergy, and having found a few more Jin, I think we pretty much definitely found out that I had missed one, a Mercury in particular, somewhere behind us. As of recording this video, I have actually already found it and gone ahead and filmed getting it, and that will be in the beginning of next week's first Golden Sun episode. The first question of the day from this week was, do you consider the Johto Legendary Trio to be the Legendary Beasts or the Legendary Dogs? The official term is Beasts, and due to how I interacted with Generation 2 initially, I never really encountered them because my introduction to Gen 2 was Silver, in which they don't play just a very large role, and I didn't really become familiar with them until after I already had access to the internet, and through the internet, the very first term I ever had for them was the one that Pokemon had officially branded them with. But I did then later hear that a lot of people sort of had their own names for them due to the fact that Generation 2 also roughly predates certainly the very widespread nature of, well, Pokemon playing aged kids having access to it. So the question was there to sort of reference that fact that a lot of people don't really like the idea of calling them just legendary beasts, and they prefer dogs because they think they look more like dogs, or some people I've even heard will call them the legendary cats because, like, Raikou looks fairly feline. The other two I think are a little bit more of a stretch, which is why I think the most appropriate term, as I said, is the official one, which is just sort of generically legendary beasts. The next question was everyone really kung fu fighting? Duh. Anyway, the one that came after that was, what type do you wish had better moves? So the type that, for me, really strikes me as just really either I'm not getting something about what its appeal is supposed to be, or else, come on, Game Freak, give us some better moves. I should by now have the graphic up that I put together that shows you all of the non-signature, non-Z, specialty moves. The generic rock moves with better than 60 base power, and do you notice a little something about those accuracies? Yeah, that's kind of the problem I'm pointing out, as well as the fact that I think that, like, the only special one is Power Gem. So, yeah, rock types I feel really need better later moves, and honestly, the moves that are 60 and below aren't that much better. And then the final question that I asked this week was, what's your favorite Brendan Fraser movie? Which was stemmed from the fact that I went ahead and named our Golden Sun episode where we were traipsing through the jungle, I think Isaac of the Jungle. which was in reference to one of Brendan Fraser's first Hollywood movies, George of the Jungle, which I do enjoy, but as I'm sure you'll be seeing from the graphic I've picked now, my favorite is definitely probably actually not from this movie, but its sequel. I think I actually prefer The Mummy 2, or The Mummy Returns? I don't remember the exact title, but the second Brendan Fraser Mummy movie, more so than the first. Most of the effects kind of get reused, which on the one hand you could argue makes it so okay, why bother? But I think they look a little bit better in the second. Plus there is just more, and the whole plagues theme in the first one just really didn't do it for me, because that had absolutely no connection to anything. It was just an excuse for the brother to be a character. Anyway, as for where we'll be arriving next week in the series, I believe that in Colosseum we ended our last episode right in front of the train station that's supposed to go from the underneath Pyrite all the way over to the laboratory that we weren't able to get into above ground because it was locked. So I believe that infiltrating that laboratory will be where this next week takes us. And as I said last time, when I thought that that's where we were going more immediately, I still don't totally know how long that's going to take, but I'm expecting we may well complete it within a week, considering how quickly this Pyrite business went down, or this under business went down. As for Golden Sun, we finally found our way to the very last room of this jungle, and so we should be able to exit it on the next episode. As I mentioned, I had already gone ahead and done all the backtracking to go get the Mercury gem that we missed. So I've left us right back in that final, what I believe again, is the final room, so we should be able to just leave the jungle, forest, whatever not, and head to the village of Xi'an, which I believe will have our next set of quests that will pertain to us trying to find a way to get across the ocean. Well, that about wraps it up for this week's recap. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Yo! Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and leave a comment so I know you want more videos like this. If you want to know when new uploads arrive, subscribe and hit the bell icon to have YouTube send you a notification. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.